Hello Flosstube friends, Lisa here at Shady Tree Stitches, coming to you with a Flosstube extra on Christmas Eve 2024 with my WIP parade. This shows you the pieces that I worked on in 2024 and you get to see where they are up to. And we'll have Jenny's WIP parade in a separate video for you to look forward to. So thank you for taking the time to joining us. We both appreciate you being subscribers of our channel, and if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you like what you see. Please hit the like, subscribe and the little bell button to know when we post new videos. All right, let's get into it. 2024 has been a pretty good year for stitching. I'm not going to be going through all my stats because it's not the end of the month yet, but I'm going to go through my WIPs. Now I did use my little cross stitch planner that I designed for last year, and you'll see in my plans video my new improved version for this year, for 2025. See, my brain's already moved on. So I had 24 WIPs listed, and the idea was that I focused on just those 24 WIPs, and if I finished one I could start another in its place. As a designer, the 24th place was for models, and I have got a lot of models done this year, so I did get quite a few of them done as well, but you're going to get to see. So let's just start at the top of my list. Work out where to put the book. First one I have got is Train of Dreams by Randall Spangler. I had to get my handy dandy little pictures. So this one is a Heaven and Earth designs of a Randall Spangler artwork, and it features a little dragon driving around the bookshelf in a train. So I will try to put photos up of where it was beforehand, but where I am now is there. So you can see I've got the whole top and bottom done, all the way through. The whole of that corner apart from a little bit of confetti is done, and that's a little bit, but you know, he's nowhere near finished. I thought, oh yeah, I'm going really well with him. But then percentage wise, he got a long way to go. So that's how he is. So with my full coverages, what I did was I had 7 of them, and they were on my WIP Go. So every month, WIP Go would call the numbers and I would give at least 1,000 stitches on them. The next one is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Let's find that picture in here for you. I do like my little handy dandy pictures. They are very good. Once Upon a Fairy Tale is another Amy Stewart bookshelf. Also had lots and lots of things to do. Created by Heaven and Earth Designs. And likewise, this one got worked on. Now this one is stored in a little pouch. I call them nappies, but I don't know what their real name is. Little pouch that there is for doing. So this is where it was before the year. And I didn't do a lot of work on it, but I did start to fill in a lot of the stuff down the bottom shelf. So I started on the left in the middle. And so this is like the center of the piece on the left here. And I'm working my way down first. So again, masses and masses and masses of stitches left to go on that, but that's okay. It's a long range project. So the third one I had was my Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf. This is what he looks like. This massive, beautiful piece with all the animals. Very good every time there's an animal prompt. And I was working on this second shelf here for most of this year, filling in, you know, from the left. As you can see, I've almost got all those books done. There's like two little stitches there of confetti, and working along with the zebra, heading into whatever's coming next. You can see a whole cheetah up there. This one is the max color, but not super sized. So it's got a lot of detail, but not full detail. Then was followed by Christmas House 2 which is an Artisy one. Artisy being an Australian brand. And my Christmas house too. It's very hard with the full coverages because you end up with lots and lots of fabric. And when there's not much done on them, it's a little bit hard to know where you're at. He's starting to get his main house scaffold done. See, there. Lots of white though, and lots of pales at the moment, which I don't enjoy. My full coverages are done on 18 count Aida. They were originally gridded, but I was misinformed and told that it would be okay to give them a light cold wash. And that turned out to not be right because that washed the lines out. I think there's different brands of fabric have different things. The next full coverage we've got is a Stitch in Time, or the stitching shelf doesn't have the banner in the middle, but I've got the banner. And this one I'm doing Extreme Cross Country. Now I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it goes that way. This is where I was working, filling in another colour. So it's really hard to sort of show where it was without unravelling it, and I don't really want to do that. But you can start to see there's a bit of a picture coming there. I honestly don't know if it's that way or that way at the moment. But it will come to fruition when the time is right. So that is my Stitch in Time. The next one is the Angel, Lion and Lamb, which I did just have. Here he is. Interesting, this fabric's going very, very yellow, which is interesting. It's not going to matter, but it is interesting that just an Aida going yellow, but I did fill in a lot of work around there to get that corner done. And for those of you who obviously will not remember what it looks like, that's what it's going to look like. And so I am currently up here in this corner. So we'll see where that one takes us during the year in the world of full coverages. Just out of interest, this is not a Zweigart Aida, so that might be why it's changing colour. I'm very glad I dyed with Zweigart. Looks like a really nice lemon yellow. Anyway, that'll be okay. All right, and then the other one I've got, which is in my full coverage list for WIP Go, is the Dimensions Macintosh Mill, because it is a full coverage piece, and I did a lot of work on this one, and in true dimension style. You know, it's got all the half stitches and the blends. So this is where we're up to now, working our way across. This side's basically all done except for a little bit of back stitch, and as you can see, that's the center fold of the fabric. So I guess I'm about halfway done. So this is going to be one of my main focuses to get finished for 2025 in the full coverage world. Okay, that then took us to next on the list, and we have, well, one of our last finishes, but first one I'm going to show you. Ta-da! The Veronique Inga Treat Tree. Came out of a Christmas book. Beautiful, stunning. I stitched this one on a piece of 25 count Opalescent Blue Sky by Paddock Lane Designs, and I'm really happy to have it done. I should probably frame it, put it up for Christmas. So that was one WIP finished, and then it was replaced by the Hands Across the Sea. I got bitten by the FOMO bug, and I wanted to stitch their little free sampler they had. So I did, and I've made it into 6 different pages so that I can make it into a little sampler booklet. So this was a free sampler stitch along by Hands Across the Sea with video tutorials during the year, and I got that one sapped. So started and finished. Not fully finished, but started and finished. So that was sap number 1. Let's see how I go at keeping track of these numbers, shall we? The next one, this was actually my first finish of the year, was the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming Cell. It's done on a piece of Garden Meadow opalescent Paddock Lane Designs. So it was my first finish and I got it done. So there's another, that was WIP number 2 in the list of doing. Now it got replaced by another piece that I got bitten by the had to start bug, and that was this one. And this one is not going to be finished anytime soon. It's the Charlotte Warrington 1838 BAP Needlework Press Stitches Merchant and Colorado Cross Stitcher collaboration to bring us this big fast project. And I bought the whole kit because why not? It's the way it came, and it was just, I thought if I'm going to do a traditional style sampler, then that's really the way to go. Go big or go home. So this is where I've gotten up to. Way behind where I should be. But I did do this as a leap day start. So I've actually got 4 years to get it done. So that's where I'm up to on my Charlotte Warrington. And it's on a piece of 36 count something by Fox and Rabbit that came with the kit. But she is a big girl. By another one of my finishes. So this is WIP finish number 3 on my list. And this is Savannah's Curtsy by Mirabilia. Isn't she beautiful? I'm going to get her framed and put her in my front door. So she took a lot of effort to do. She's got beads and metallics and lots of basically full coverage stitching at the bottom. And she's stitched on a piece of fabric by Colour Cascades from when I used to get their colour of the month many moons ago. Okay, then the next one I have been very slack in. I probably don't even have a photo to show you, so I have to put a photo here of what this is meant to look like. And this is the Lola Crow Greenhouse of Oddities that I started as a stitch along last year, fell behind on, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if I've touched it this year. So there we are, that's where we're at to start the year. Long way to go. Need to pull my finger out. This is on a piece of opalescent blush, 28 count by Paddock Lane Designs. So Greenhouse of Oddities, yeah, definitely has not had much, if any, love. I'll have to have a look through my diary and see. Next one on the list is my bedroom sale, my bedroom stitch count sale by Paddock Lane Designs. And it is coming along very well. It's part of the series. Started with the Craftsman last year, 2023. In 2024, we're doing the bedroom. And in 2025, we're going to go into the bathroom. So I am basically up to date with this. I've just got to catch up a couple of days in December, but that's how we're looking. So I've got to finish the numbers at the bottom and catch up the rest of the mat down here for December. And my bedroom stitch count sale will be done. So it will definitely be a finish in 2024. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, that's my 4th WIP finish. It will be 4th WIP finish for the year. The next one is my oldest WIP, and again, very sad that she's being neglected. She started the year strong. I was all fired up to get her done. She is the beautiful Celtic Winter from Lavender and Lace. I was so fired up to work on her. She got a really good start at the beginning of the year, and then nothing. So there we go, that's where we're at, working on her beautiful dress and then getting ready to start doing the beading. I have to put it back onto the scroll frame when it's time for beading, but for now I'm just working on this Q-snap 17 by 11. But yeah, lots of white and greys. So I have done quite a bit, but I haven't done anything on her for a while. The next one we had is the year at Hawkrun Hollow. Now, the year at Hawkrun Hollow, find a picture to show you. Gotta get some new pictures printed for my new plants. There's a picture of some of the year of Hawkrun Hollow. I did have grand designs to get this finished, but I am working on it in 40 count. And the 40 count is not my friend, as everyone who knows me knows, but I really love the piece of fabric. It's one of my, crazy dyes that I dyed it on. So I'm persevering to get it done. And we're right down to the bottom. We've got 3 blocks to go. So all those ones across the top were done, except for the first one, the second, third, one coming down the side, that one in the middle, and that one at the bottom. All got done this year. So that is how Village at Hawkrun Hollow is going. Next on the list is another one that had very little love. And yeah, it's disappointing that it doesn't get the love it deserves. It is, I keep going to show you my pictures. It is my Chinese garden mandala from somewhere, from Chatelaine. So this is what one day, maybe, it will look like. But in the meantime, as I said, not had much work, if any, done on it. What I need to do for 2025 is actually keep a track of the pieces and the work that they've had on them, so that I can tell you. This way around is the clouds. This one's on a piece of grey vintage. It's like there we go. So that's where we're at. So as I said, I'm not sure that's actually done much at all since you saw it earlier on in the last parade. Then the next one on the list is my Fairy Tale Town. Now, Fairy Tale Town is by Abris Arts, which is a Ukrainian designer, and it is a huge piece. This huge European village. And this year, I've been working on this whole house. So filling in, everything over here is filled in. If I unravel in, you can see I've got a bit more done over there. So that is where he's up to now. He really has not had the love he needed. And I've got some plans, so you'll have to watch my plans video to see the plans for that. But to get my Fairy Tale Town progressed. Then we have another one that has not seen much love, which is my Catch the Wind. Another one by Lavender and Lace. And it looks like that. 3 girls flying kites, and I'm doing it on a really nice piece of random dyed fabric that I really like, but it's actually my only piece that I'm still doing in Ada for that reason. And she got a little bit of love, enough to start on a second dress. Lots of work done on the green, so she needs to come out to play more next year. It looks so pretty, all the dyed spots. Just looks like a meadow with all the flowers. So that is where Catch the Wind is up to. Long Dogs, the Pointed Fifth. Also really didn't get a lot of love, but did get a little bit of work done on it. when I fold them up, I fold them all inside out. Keep the stitching safe. And I did settle on my colour method this year, which is the framework's all in blue, and then the animals are in the pink, and then I have got a purple and a yellow for other like air birds and probably sea creatures. So, and this one's being stitched in 823 in CXC. Again, on a nice piece of specially commissioned by myself fabric for that piece. The next one on the list is another finish, and that is Lavender Farm by Chiore e Battichiore. An enjoyable stitch, a piece of fairy floss, and really enjoyed stitching this. So that gave me another WIP finish. I think it was up to WIP 5. Followed by All Hallows Eve from Joan Elliott. My All Hallows Eve is another one of my monochromatics, and I'm stitching it in a beautiful Silks For You purple, and it did get some love. Working from the bottom up on this one, so we've got some love working our way up. But still a long way to go. This one's on a piece of die spot 28 count fabric. I have no problem using my die spots. Then the next one, Maple Lane by the Frosted Pumpkin, another early finish for me for the year. So early, in fact, I only just found it the other day. And there's Maple Lane. So that would be WIP finish number 6. And then last one that was on my list to start with was the 12 Days of Christmas. I did have lovely plans to get this done. It's a 12 Days of Christmas, and I don't think I've done much on it. I really like it. I just have to get it out and work on it. I think I need to make it like a Christmas in July stitch or something. So we'll have to see in the plans what we can come up with for that one. So that was the last of my WIPs that I started the year with. And everything else that I've got in a whole bucket has been a set. So, I don't know where to start. I think they're basically all models, having a look through. So I get, oh no, they're not all models. When I went to the retreat, I did, this is called Teddy Bear Beads by Mojo Stitches, and I FFO'd it. And at the Daisy Chain Stitcher, I did also finish the little Mojo Stitches needlebook. So they both need FFOing. And then, okay, and I can't remember what that one was called, but I need to FFO it in the same way. So then I think everything else is basically models. And I may not have all my models here, but we've got my bird egg for Easter, designed to fit into these oval hoops. There are more of this range coming. And also in the monochromatic was my very popular Raining Love. This is the traditional version. And then there's also versions that I pop pictures in here of 2 females and 2 males. All these are available on Paddock Lane Designs website. I then had designed the spring sampler, and so to go with the spring sampler, there were 3 little pillows, but I can only find 2 at the moment that I stitched. So they were sacks as well. And I also stitched Winter Tree. And Winter Tree is designed to stand up. It's a bit squishy at the moment. You can see the animals all running around the tree. So I did work on that Winter Tree. I also need to put in a picture of my global stitching. I couldn't actually find it. It's in a box somewhere after a retreat. So I did my global stitching. So for my retreat, I also had winter in Glenella. And then for the summer retreat, I had my Orts as a model. Then I started my Patreon in October, November. And so there's a couple of ornaments that have been coming out in the Patreon. And again, you get a couple of photos here of the ornaments. Here's one in person, a little girl dressed up for Halloween. And then at the last retreat I went to, we've got Mojo Stitches Strawberry. So it was a Saf. We also had the pink heat. Not sure where that one's gone. Got the pattern over here. Somewhere lying around here would be the pink heath. I have to put the photo in for that because it was an actual WIP finish as well, which was Blueberry Homecoming. I told in the garden. So it was another finish. And I then also was working on the Notions box patterns, which, let's see, there's 3 parts to it, girls. Keep Out, Notions, and the bit you haven't seen yet was a complimentary one called My Precious. So that set of 3 were done together. I've got a few more things I found to show you. Another one of my Patreon ornaments, 'tis the season. And while I was on the stitching cruise, I did stitch the little biscuit from Silks For You. I've also been model stitching. I stitched a Z. And last night, another Saf from the JK's retreat. I finished to stitch or not to stitch, there is no question. So I did personalize this on purpose a few times. I made the little skeins of thread because I thought that looked cute. I fixed up the lettering a bit so that it wasn't so crooked and changed a couple of colors around. So yeah, so that was another Saf. So that means that so far for the year, we have done 9 models. So I also didn't show you the platypus ornament. I finished 7 WIPs when I finished my bedroom sal, and I finished 9 SAFs. So far that's 25 finishes in 2024. There will be one other finish coming that I worked on, and this was another Saf for the WIP Warriors group. I offered up a free stitch along for the reward, and this is the Notions box. So mine needs to get finished. So that will bring me to 26 finishes when I get that one done. So that's my Notions box reward for WIP Warriors as well. So that, and yeah, the mermaid who you have to see the picture of because she's gone for a swim somewhere. Yeah, she's my second last finish, so she shouldn't be too far, but who knows? She'll appear somewhere. All right, friends, that is it for me. As I said, I'm pretty happy with that 26 finishes for the year. Is great, and it leaves me with 17 WIPs to roll over. So you'll find out more about them in my plans video. Have a wonderful end of the year, everyone. Enjoy all the WIP parades, enjoy getting enabled and thinking about, what you might want to join in on for next year. Happy stitching, everyone.